Hi everyone, welcome or welcome back to Novel Idea. My name is Dia and today we are going to be doing a weekly review, wrap up, whatever you want to call it, that's what we're doing. This is not all about you. Thank you. I don't need all the kids. All right, so I'm gonna start off telling you about the novels that I read, and then I will tell you about the picture books that I did for Picture This Readathon. I'm not finished yet, but I have read a few and I want to go over them. That's my spot. No, that's my spot. That's my spot. I'm going to sit. I love you, big girl. Okay, so the first novel The first full-length book that I finished this month was actually one for the BookTube prize. I am reading for nonfiction quarterfinals. I am reading Group D, but this one is Dinner with Ruth, and it is by Nina Totenberg. I'm going to stop there because I don't want to go into it. Then I read Kingdom of Copper. We finished it. Jack and I just could not put it down. We didn't want to put it down. We didn't need to put it down, so we didn't put it down. At least I think Jack as well, but I loved this even more than City of Brass. I feel like City of Brass was just a really good foundation kind of setup for everything that happened in Kingdom of Copper. Both, just like we have got to finish this series, we've got to find out what happens to these characters, we've got to find out what happens to this world. We love the way that S.A. Chakraborty writes relationship. It's just really fascinating and beautiful. I'm also completely fascinated with this idea of medical magic. That is kind of one of the main giftings of the jinn in this book, or in this series, I should say. So I highly recommend this. I can't say enough about it. Then I finished the Riyria Revelations, you guys. Well, the first two books, I would say 4.5 stars right in there. And the last book sent it into one of my all-time favorite series, I think. It's going to live in the Hall of Fame for me. I loved it. I loved it. It's just a really good, solid fantasy. It had wonderful characters, and I love Michael J. Sullivan's writing. I really loved Royce and Hadrian's friendship. We have two main characters, Royce and Hadrian, who are thrown together when they're still very young, and they become kind of a well-known theft duo, but they don't just do theft. They'll do a lot of different jobs, and Royce is kind of the brain and the nimbleness, and Hadrian is the protector, defender, fighter of the and they go off doing these things, and somehow Michael J. Sullivan made every single little thing that they did in this realm completely interconnected, and you don't really know it or realize it until the end. One thing happens and it pulls this in, and another thing happens and it pulls that in, and it was wonderful. I loved it. Okay, so those were the books that I completed, but I did some picture books, and I really want to share them with you because I would say 2 of these of the, let's see, how many do I have here? No, 3 of these have become new favorites, both with me and with my oldest grandson. I got to read this one to him. This is called Ball. This is written and illustrated by Mary Sullivan. And this is our dog and his ball, and you can see how much he loves it. So even the end papers are decorated, and it looks like his ball. Then we have these wonderful illustrations that begin. Let's see if I can get it on there for you. So he's just curled up asleep with his ball on her bed. And then they wake up. And you guys, this little girl and this dog have such a special relationship. She goes in about getting dressed and everything, and she throws the ball every time she sees it. But then she has to go off to school. And look at him. Look at him. He's so sad. And there's only one word in this whole book. One word. And it's ball. Because the rest of it is completely in the illustrations. He is so sad while she is at school. And he tries to get others to play with him. Mom's in the middle of yoga. Baby is in a bad mood. So is the cat. The laundry basket just eats his ball. I keep saying ball, don't I? Where's your ball? Where is it? Can you go find it? Go find your ball. He has a ball cake and he plays tennis with his ball. You better find that ball. Where is it? I can't throw it if you don't find it. And he's in outer space and chasing the cat because the cat stole his ball. And then he starts getting excited because he hears somebody about to come home. And she's there. Isn't that wonderful? And by the time he left, my grandson left my house to go home, he was saying ball all the way through. Every time he saw one of the little bubbles, he was like, ball, ball. And when it gets really big, he says it louder. When it gets really small, he saw the music above one of the notes and he actually sang ball. It's just, it was wonderful. This was a winner. I already knew these 2 were winners, but Wonky Donkey, the original Wonky Donkey, This is Words and Pictures, Words and Music by Craig Smith and illustrations by Katz, Cowley. And same thing with this one. This is the Grinny Granny Donkey. And both of these are just rhymes and kind of rhythm. And there's always a hook with it. So in this one, it's in this one, it's hee-haw. Is this one hee-haw too? It might be hee-haw. Yep. So there's this hook is what kind of gets you through the book. So it'll go through and be, I was walking down the road and I saw a wonky donkey, hee-haw, and then it goes on to the next thing. And I tell you what, kids love these books. They love to anticipate that hee-haw. And because it is so big and it's written differently than all the other words in the book, because the other words look like this. So because it's written differently, it is something that they can anticipate again. Just like with Ball, he knows when to say hee-haw. It's lovely. It's so fun. All right, and then I read Bob, not Bob. This is Words by Liz Garton Scanlon and Audrey Vernick, and Pictures by Matthew Cordell. And this one is all about a little boy who comes down with a cold, and all he wants is his mama, and he doesn't want soup, and he doesn't want something hot to drink, and he doesn't want a nice cozy blanket. He doesn't want his dog who's named Bob. He wants his mom, but he can't say mom because his nose is plugged up. And so he ends up getting the dog instead of the mom all the time. And finally, and his mom is so sweet, and she does everything that she knows to do in order to help him feel better. But finally, she just drops everything and goes and cuddles up next to him, and he goes to sleep, and then the dog comes and goes to sleep too. And then he starts getting better, and mom gets sick. Of course. All right. This was another really surprising winner of a book. I really enjoyed this. So this goes through all 4 seasons. We will visit the lake, and then it goes through all of the things that they're going to do in the summer. They're going to do a cannonball into the lake. They're going to pick blueberries. They are going to shuck corn and eat corn. And then come fall, they're going to slam in and out of the doors, and mom's going to say, stay in or stay out. And they're going to choose out until come winter, when mom says stay in or stay out, they're going to choose in. And they're going to do puzzles, because come spring, they even come home with a new puppy. And they're going to tell him about all the things that are going to happen come summer. And I just loved it. The magic of every season in childhood. It was wonderful. And then this one, Coffee Rabbit Snowdrop Lost, is written by Betina Birkjær and is illustrated by Margrethe Kjærgaard. I don't know if that's right. Kjærgaard. This one once again was a real surprise. And I had a feeling I was really going to enjoy the illustrated part of this. But this is the story of a young girl who lives with her grandparents. It's a story about dementia and about memory. And I put a short up of just the art in this book. But basically what happens is that life is going along just lovely and normal. And then the little girl begins to notice that Grandpa is losing words. And she collects those words. And she puts them into a box. And one night he gets lost, and she follows the words that he has lost in order to find him and in order to bring him home. She does all of these little things to just help him to know that he is safe, that he is loved, and that they care about him. It was so precious. And what a wonderful way to allow children to understand a little bit about what happens when we grow older and Alzheimer's or dementia or memory loss of any kind begins to happen to ones we love. It was wonderful. Okay, then I am in the middle of, currently, I am reading Jade War. I'm almost done with it. And I already have Jade Legacy, so I'll be moving on to Jade Legacy right away. It's not going to be an all-time favorite series because of the things that are in it that I'm not loving. It's an amazing fantasy series. It feels a little sci-fi slash fantasy because it's set almost in an alternate universe, alternate world of Asia, and yet it's modern day. So, and the magic, of course, is based on Jade. And like I said, I'm enjoying it. It's a little, if you like The Godfather, this is like an Asian version of The Godfather with magic. We are currently, Jack and I are currently finishing up Daevabad trilogy as well. We are reading Empire of Gold. I think that we're on about chapter 12 right now. Still absolutely anxious to find out as much of the story every single day. So to give you a clue, we started this morning and we're 12 chapters in. So we're pretty anxious to read it. We just want to get through Empire of Gold and find out everything and see some people get their upcomings. We're hoping. We're really hoping. And then I'm also reading Return of Tarzan with Dave from Book Blather, and Olive kind of petered out on him last night, so I don't know if I can say that she's part of this buddy read. Really enjoying being back with Tarzan as well. Edgar Rice Burroughs' writing is surprisingly, it's good writing. And these characters are ones that you can really get in and root for or really dislike. And so it's just good. And we're enjoying that one too. Next up will be Scythe by Neil Shusterman with Tiffany from Beautiful Minutia. I will be reading Paradise Falls by Keith O'Brien, and that is for the BookTube Prize. And then also I will be reading Read It and Weep by Jen McKinley because that's the next book in our Library Lovers series, and I'll be reading that with Michelle from Books Cause Insomnia. And I think that is about it, you guys. I hope that you are having a wonderful April so far. I'm getting over my cold. It's still kind of here. You can hear it a little bit. We are going to be going out of town this next week, so I'm hoping I can still get some videos up, but I don't know what my internet is going to be like, and I will not have time to pre-record things. I will see you in the next video, everyone. Like if you liked it, subscribe if you want to. Bye.